Chapter 1, God with Us, the promise of the Messiah. Chapter 1 opens by emphasizing the significance of Jesus Christ's coming to earth. Ellen White underscores that his arrival was a fulfillment of the long-awaited prophecies of a Messiah, given to bring light and hope to a world darkened by sin and despair. One of the key scriptures referenced is Isaiah 7:14. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel, meaning God with us. This prophecy pointed to the divine mission of Jesus, who would come to dwell among humanity, the condition of humanity. The author describes the spiritual condition of humanity at the time of Jesus' coming. The world had lost the true knowledge of God, and false teachings had distorted his character. Religion had become formal, and many people lived in darkness, lacking hope and understanding of God's love. The Jewish people, who had been chosen to represent God to the world, had largely failed in their mission, and instead of revealing God's love, they had often become caught up in rituals and legalism. Galatians 4:4 is referenced to show the timing of Jesus' coming. But when the fullness of the time had come, God sent forth his Son, God's love revealed. Jesus came to reveal the true character of God, his love, compassion, and desire for a personal relationship with every individual. John 1:14 is an important reference here. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Jesus' life was a living representation of God's love, contradicting the misconceptions about a harsh and distant deity. Instead, he showed that God is a loving Father who seeks to restore and redeem humanity. Jesus' humanity and divinity. Ellen White emphasizes the dual nature of Jesus, fully God and fully human. By becoming human, Jesus experienced the trials and temptations common to all people. This allowed him to be the perfect example of how to live in harmony with God's will, and it also enabled him to be a sympathetic high priest, understanding our weaknesses. Hebrews 4:15. His incarnation bridged the gap between humanity and divinity, making it possible for people to understand God's character in a personal way. Emmanuel, God with us. The name Emmanuel captures the essence of Jesus' mission. God chose to be with us in our suffering, struggles, and joys. This chapter emphasizes that God's plan was always to dwell with his people, and Jesus' coming was the ultimate fulfillment of that promise. Through his life, death, and resurrection, Jesus not only revealed God's character, but also provided a way for humanity to be reconciled with God, showing that nothing could separate us from his love. Romans 8:38-39. In summary, chapter 1 lays the foundation for understanding Jesus' mission and his profound significance in human history. It highlights God's love for humanity, his desire to restore the lost relationship, and Jesus is the embodiment of God with us. The chapter emphasizes that Jesus came to bring light into the darkness, reveal the true character of God, and make salvation accessible to all.